Hello and welcome on my channel. My name is Oliver Wesley. I'm in Germany and I make a lot of videos over 2 years now about SEC versus Ripple, the XRP ledger. So I have connections to Switzerland, to a person with named Stefan Huber, better known as Dr. Huber on X, with over 66,000 followers. And if you're asking yourself, who am I?
Look, truly, this is unbelievable to be here. It's unbelievable to have met a lot of you. I've met people from Germany, from Milwaukee, from Perth, and people came from truly all over the world. And it's a sign of the passion of this group, this community. I want to thank you.
So, well, I am this guy from Germany. I was at the proper party in New York City last year. It was my highlight for the whole year, and it was special for me to meet so many fascinating people. Let me show you some of them. You all know Jeremy Hogan, Mr. Intuitive, Blockchain Backer, of course, and Mr. John E. Deaton. Apps, Johnny Crypto, and Coach GV. Greetings to all of them. Well, I said it is my first video in English language, so if you want to see more, perhaps, and you will help me to make a greater YouTube channel, please subscribe, let a thumbs up button, and perhaps you will write some comments in this space. So, Mr. Stefan Huber. Like I said, I speak many of XRP and I'm connecting with him on X. And so he gave me the greatest pleasure to make this interview last week on Wesley's proper party. So my community, we met us, we have a lot of fun, and not as big as the proper party in New York was, of course, without Lenny Kravitz. But it was a great thing. Okay, so I will share this with you, and we made a longer video, over an hour, in German. This video will go online tomorrow. It's over an hour, like I said, and this one is about 12 minutes, but we made it in English, and I hope you enjoy it. And so I have only to say, like I said to my German community, become, be, and stay healthy. Perhaps we see us in the next one. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a good time. Bye-bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Wesley's proper party here in Germany. And excuse me for my bad English. I have the excellent pleasure to have an interview partner here on my party. Everyone who is in crypto know him as Dr. Huber. From Switzerland, Stefan Huber.
Hi. It's great that he started with an apology. It's always good to start.
Yeah, to start with.
So I have to apologize myself for my bad English, but we both will give our bests.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but we won't apologize to Charles Hoskins, of course.
No, let us start with Charles Gasparino.
Oh yeah.
Charles Gasparino, because I'm from Germany, and he always is telling the whole world that you are living in Düsseldorf, in your mother's basement, but you come from Switzerland. Yeah. It's time to make it clear where do you come from and what you are doing.
First, I want to say thank you to Charles. I mean, not every European has a personal Fox News host, so yeah. it's a great privilege for me to have this opportunity to connect to an international news host, an almost Pulitzer Prize winner, as we all know.
Yeah, almost.
So, no, Charles, you almost did a good job.
Yeah, but what happened to him?
I don't know. We don't hear anything anymore, probably because, Jay Clayton is a big friend of him.
Ah, okay.
And it started getting a little bit uncomfortable when we saw that Hinman really violated
the regulations.
the regulation,
inside
ethics,
the SEC.
of course, the corruption regulation.
When did this start and how?
I mean,
This is beef from him. He has a problem with you. It's obvious.
yeah, I don't actually have a problem with him. So he did a really good job at the beginning when he covered it. He was the only guy and the only journalist to really cover ETHgate at the beginning. And I would totally understand if he started acting like he acts today, if there came up some evidence that in fact what Hinman did was lawful and it was perfectly fine, even though he was a profit-sharing partner of Simpson Thatcher. He somehow was allowed to give that speech and he hadn't any criminal conflicts, criminal financial conflicts. If that came out, then I would understand the position he took. But the funny thing, the interesting thing was that the opposite happened. So he covered ETHgate and he thought, he told the public that it was a credible story, so there was something to report on, there was something to investigate on. Eleanor Terrett still does.
Greetings to Eleanor Terrett, our favorite journalist in the crypto space.
So Eleanor Terrett still gets it, but he turned around 180 degrees because when it came out that Hinman actually really violated criminal corruption laws according to the SEC Ethics Office.
Okay, a last question about Charlie Gasparino. Did he pay the stake to Johnny Deaton? Did you? Johnny Deaton,
the stake?
greetings. Best vote for John Deaton in Massachusetts for Senate.
You know, I think he paid his debt, but he wouldn't acknowledge this publicly.
Okay.
So, but I think if he didn't, we would know it because John Deaton would certainly. John Deaton is a brave man, so he would certainly.
I met him at the proper party. He's a great man.
Yeah, he's a great type. Really.
Thanks for the amicus.
So I think he would held Charles Gasparino accountable if he.
I think so too. So okay, one Charlie to another. Charles Hoskinson.
Yeah,
you had some beef with him. Charles Hoskinson, we know him all. Chief of Cardano,
Actually, what I admire at Charles Gasparino, he has some special type of humor, like I am, so I give him that. But I think the case with Charles Hoskinson is a bit more complex and a bit more serious with him.
Yeah.
Because the spinning, he's a real spin doctor. Because he's not trying to make fun of it like Charles Gasparino did, but he's willing to try to create a new narrative, you know?
Yeah.
It all started, it's funny how with how much certainty he now accepts that ETHgate is real. If you read him on Twitter or look at his videos, he always says, I never claimed. Yeah, no. I never claimed that ETHgate was a conspiracy. I always claimed it's a conspiracy that Joe Lubin bribed the entire US government to go after the XRP community, which is a completely ridiculous claim, you know?
It is ridiculous.
Yeah, so I think this case is a bit more serious. I think Charles Gasparino really has some interest which he doesn't disclose, and I think he's not. Hoskinson,
Okay.
has some interest he doesn't disclose, and I think
he was a founder of Ethereum.
He was a founder of Ethereum. Yeah, he was a founder of Ethereum. I don't think this is anything nefarious per se. So, but because he left, so there was a reason he left.
Yeah.
And he says, he never actually disclosed why he left the Ethereum project. Also, he wasn't very specific. He said Yeah, he was just not, according to the narrative, he wanted to create a for-profit project or for-profit entity that creates the ecosystem on Ethereum, and Joe Lubin, how ironic, didn't want to do that, and so they separated. But if you do you know the video of Laura Shin? Laura Shin, we all know her. In one video, she compares the two personalities, Charles Hoskinson and Joe Lubin, and he says, while everybody either likes or dislikes Charles Hoskinson, I think, what's the name of the other co-founder? Sorry, it wasn't...
From Cardano? Or?
No, who founded Polkadot? What's his name?
Oh.
Okay, no. Anyway, but you say, with Joe Lubin, it's like, he's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And people who once liked it, hate him as soon as they see behind his...
He built his own tribalism?
Yeah. So I understand, I understand Charles Hoskinson that he doesn't like Joseph Lubin. So all the more I don't understand why he tries so much to cover up for Joseph Lubin. Because Joseph Lubin, you don't have to be a genius or a conspiracy theorist to see that this man is a con man.
Yeah. What would you say to Charles Hoskinson to make this war between the XRP community and this person? It's unbelievable, I think, because
if there was something I could say that I don't think there is something I could say that would make him do anything, because I think he has his plan. He publicly claimed John Deaton was a conspiracy theorist. He called him a YouTube lawyer who claims that the entire US government was bribed. And now he donates to him. Now he plays best friends with John Deaton. There is more to this story. I can't see behind the reasons why he does that, but I really think that Charles isn't an honest player. He has some hidden interest in this whole saga to create this. I mean, just look at it. He admits that ETHgate is real. He now admits that. He says, the ETHgate is real. Probably they convinced the SEC with money. It wasn't corruption. It was convincing with money. And Joe Lubin figured some stuff out, That's just how business works.
50 million reasons
he doesn't feel angry about that, You can say, okay, you acknowledge there was corruption, or the SEC was convinced with money to gain regulatory advantages for a certain technology. But at the same time, you waste so much time to create a false narrative that somehow ETHgate wasn't about bribing the SEC to get regulatory favor
and to go after Ripple.
But to go after it, wouldn't it be far more productive to call out the corruption you acknowledge than to call out and ask for an apology for something you spinned yourself? So I don't think there is anything I could say to rationalize this. He has his plan, and he plays on the people who believes his narrative and who think it's the same again. Let's look forward, And I mean, he's a multi-billionaire and ask for an apology from Brett Garlinghouse. How childish can you be?
Oh, Brett Garlinghouse, nice one. To the end of this small interview, is Ripple paying you, or Brett Garlinghouse, or David Schwartz, or anyone here in this space give you money to give your statements about this whole thing?
No. I think it's now time that I can be completely honest and disclose it. So, okay, Ripple does not pay me. Why? I mean, it's such a ridiculous
Unfortunately,
it's such a ridiculous claim. I mean,
yeah, is it?
What would Ripple have from this? Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And people do this without getting paid. If people like something,
For the truth.
Yeah. If people are passionate,
truth.
if
Yeah.
people are passionate about something, if they are convinced with something, if they think they do the right thing, then they do the right thing without them being paid for it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you,
Thank you,
Stefan,
Oliver.
for this speak. So, now you have seen him. This is Dr. Huber on X, formerly Mr. Huber.
I'm not a doctor, actually.
Okay. And great that you come to my proper party.
Thank you for the invitation.
And greetings to all the X-Hockey communities. Stay safe, know what you hold, and time is with us.
The value is in the protocol.
Yeah. And the X-Hockey Ledger is the ecosystem. That's it. Bye, Fred.
Bye.
Danke.
Gut, danke.
Sensationell. Das war jetzt 200 Deutsch.